So this video is going to show off a project that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks called Orbs. Now this is what I consider an alpha version, so obviously I'm using placeholder graphics, UI, and all of that. But the game mechanics are in place, and that's why I'd like to show off. So Orbs is a logic puzzle game that features a puzzle grid where the player must place special orbs into the grid without breaking any of the orbs in there. Now, the special orbs consist of the four that you see here: fire, water, lightning, and earth. Now, each one of those has special abilities and reacts with a board and sometimes even each other. So, what I'm going to do is go over to the level menu over on the side, and I'm going to click level 1. And this pops up a 4x3 grid. Now, these blank orbs that you see here cannot be moved by the player. They can't do anything, but they are obstacles. And so they basically present the challenge to the player for each individual level. So as you see now, it says that I have 2 fire orbs and 2 water orbs. So I must place 2 of each in this level without breaking any in order to advance. So now what fire does is it ignites 2 squares to the right and 2 squares to the left. So if I was to place a fire orb in the top row, second from left, it would ignite the 2 squares to the right, the one to the left, and it would do another one to the left if there was a space over there. And so if I do that, I just click on it. Eventually I will get indicators working to show which orb type is currently selected. But for right now, you just click on that and then click on a blank space. So I'm going to click here. It'll place the fire orb, as you can see, and it says that I broke an orb and to reset the level. Again, because this ignites adjacent squares, and obviously there are orbs here. And so since those were broken, then the level resets. However, water has the exact same range as fire, but it protects orbs from fire. So let's say I was to click on water, place it over here in the corner. Now, if I was to place the fire back in the same spot, I would break an orb. Now, the reason is because this water one protects the one to the left, and it goes onto the square where the fire orb is occupying, but it doesn't protect the one on the other side. So if I reverse those positions, and let's put water on the left and fire on the right, you notice that I didn't break any orbs because the water protects both of them. So now what I'll do is I'll finish off this level here. And congratulations. So on the bottom row, again, the water protects 2 to the right. And so both of those orbs are protected from the fire, and now I can move on to the next level. So obviously level 2, a little bit larger grid. We have 5 and 3 as far as orbs, and so this gives a bit larger of a challenge. So what I'm going to do though is skip on to level 3 so that you can see the lightning orb. Now here we are at level 3, and as you can see we have 3 fire orbs, 2 water orbs, and we have the lightning orb. So what the lightning orb does is it will break any orb directly below it in a straight line all the way down to the bottom of the grid. So if I were to place it in the top middle, right below it, it would break the orb 2 squares down. Now, that's perfectly fine. So what I can do is, let's say I can put it over 1 square to the left. And so as you can see, since there was no orb below it, it did not break anything. However, lightning can react with water in an interesting and dangerous way, just like electricity does. So if I were to place a water orb, let's say right below it, what happens into the side, right here, it says that I broke an orb. And the reason why is because if lightning strikes water at any point, so if you look here, the lightning travels straight down, and the water would protect to the left. And so the lightning and water would intersect. When that happens, the water becomes electrified and shatters any orb that is within the range, which obviously the water orb and then the orb to the right of it are in the protected range, so those would, electrify, be shattered, and force the player to restart. Thankfully, lightning can travel through fire without any adverse effects. So what I might do is put the lightning in the same spot. If I put the water on the far right, that means that it protects this and this, but does not intersect the lightning. So now I can put the fire orb there, and so obviously that orb is protected by the water, but it does not intersect the lightning. And then what I can finally do is put another water orb here, a fire orb here, and then also if I just put the other fire orb on the other side, there we go. And so I beat the level. Now rather than doing these levels, I'll skip to 6, because what that does is that gives us an earth orb. And what the earth orb does is it blocks everything. So if lightning is coming down and encounters earth, it stops the lightning from going any further. If water or fire is coming in from the side, it stops those from progressing. So let's say I want, if I try this lightning orb and place it in the top middle again, obviously that's going to break an orb. But let's say I put an earth orb there. What I can do is then put a lightning orb, and it doesn't block any or break anything below it. So now the other thing that I have to watch out for is that I don't have any water orbs to protect from fire. So that means that I really have to be careful with my fire orbs so that I don't break any of all of these other orbs that are going around. So in this case, for this level, I place stuff in a bad position, so I'll go ahead and just reset it. And what I'll do is I'll put an earth orb here, lightning orb. Now if I put a fire orb over to the far side, these two are empty, so we're safe. I can put a earth orb here, put a fire orb over here, and again that earth orb blocks the fire so that it doesn't break the other one. And then I'll put my final earth orb here, and then my final fire orb here, which is sandwiched between the two earth orbs, and I beat the level.